Hello everybody, today we're going to look at synthetic division. Alright, so synthetic division is a shortcut that allows us to do division a little bit quicker than long division. But it only works in special cases. So it only works when dividing by a binomial in the form kx plus b, right? So we have to, it can only be in the form kx plus b. It has to be like a coefficient times a linear variable plus a constant. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to do it very similarly to long division, but just a little bit backwards. So what we're going to do first is I set it up by making like this upside down division symbol. And then you're going to look at your dividend, all right? We have negative x cubed plus 4x squared plus 9. I'm going to take the coefficients. So I have negative 1 in my x cubed place, 4 in my x squared place, no x, just linear terms, right? And 9. So the first thing we got to note is don't forget the zeros. All right, don't forget the zeros. It actually changes what you're dividing into. All right, then I take this for my divisor, x minus 3. I flip the sign of this guy, so it's going to be positive 3. I drop the first term. I do 3 times negative 1. That's negative 3. And then I add 4 and negative 3. That's negative 1. Three times negative 1 is negative 3. And then I add 4 and negative 3. That's positive 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. So at the end of the day, now this is my answer, the negative 1, 1, 3, 18. I have my remainder, I have my constant, I have my x, and I have my x squared. So this translates to negative x squared plus x plus 3 plus 18 over x minus 3. And there you go. It's a lot faster if you ask me. Let's try it again. So here, my coefficients are 3, negative 2, 2, negative 5, x plus 1, negative 1. So negative 1, and now I drop the 3. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. Negative 1 times 7 is negative 7. Negative 5 plus negative 7 is negative 12. Therefore, my answer is 3x squared minus 5x plus 7 minus 12 over x plus 1. All right, so now we're going to look at if there is a linear coefficient. So on the linear term, if there is a coefficient. So here we have 2x plus 1 as our divisor. So I'm going to rewrite this by factoring out that 2. So I'm going to say it's 2 times x plus a half. All right. And then I'm going to use that x plus a half. So that should be negative 1/2. That's going to be my number outside of my synthetic division. So I'm going to have 2, negative 3, negative 8, positive 4, and negative 1/2 on the outside. I drop the 2. A half of negative 2 is negative, a negative 1/2 of 2 is negative 1. And I add for negative 4. And then I multiply. That's positive 2, negative 6, 3, and 7. Now, I've taken care of the x plus a half. I still have that 2 here. So I need to divide everything by 2. And when I do that, I get 1, negative 4, negative 3, 7. So therefore, my quotient is x squared minus 4x minus 3 plus 7 over 2x plus 1. Now I don't need to divide the remainder by 2 because I'm not dividing the remainder at all. I'm just saying, hey, 7 divided by 2x plus 1, whatever that is. So I don't need to divide the remainder, 7, by 2, like I need to divide the 2, negative 4, and negative 6. Let's try that again. So 3x minus 1, that'll be 3 times x minus a third. So the number I'm going to use on the outside of my synthetic division is a third. And my coefficients are 3, 14, negative 11, and 2. I drop the 3. A third times 3 is 1. I add those, that's 15. A third of 15 is 5. Add those, that's negative 6. A third of negative 6 is negative 2, and that's 0. Look at that. The remainder is 0, so that means that this divides in evenly. So if something divides in evenly, then it is a factor. All right, so my solution here, my quotient here is 3x squared plus 15x minus 6. Lastly, if I want to find a value of k such that x minus 3 is a factor of 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus kx plus 15, well, I have negative 3, 2, 3, k, and 15. If something is a factor, then the remainder, like we just said, should be 0. So if I'm doing that, you can kind of do this in two ways. The first way is you could just do the synthetic division, right? And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Add these and get negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, so this is k plus 9. And negative 3 times k plus 9 is negative 3k minus 27. Add these, negative 3k minus 12. And I want this to be 0, so I just say negative 3k minus 12 equals 0. So negative 3k equals 12, so k equals negative 4. Alternatively, you can kind of just puzzle this out. So if I have 2, 3, k, 15, drop the 2. We know this has to be 0, so this had to be negative 15. And now you just kind of work backwards here, backwards and forwards, until you get to a point where you can just do some logic. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. If I add those, I get negative 3. And then if I do negative 3 times negative 3, that's positive 9. Now, to fill in this hole right here, I know that that negative 3, if I divide it into the negative 15, that should give me the number that was here, and that would be positive 5. And I know that k and 9 make positive 5 when added, so therefore k is negative 4. So you can do it either way. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.